and welcome to the news on NTA International. I am Dennis Adigunlo. Thanks for joining us. Let's bring you the headlines. President Emerson Mnangagwa of Zimbabwe wins second term in office. Opposition and observers express displeasure over poor conduct. United Kingdom of Atlantics opens doors for citizenship, woos Nigerian investors with economic potential. And Housing Minister assures Nigerians of affordable houses, enters partnership with Redden. Let's begin in Australia, where an aircraft has crashed in New Darwin during a drill, killing 3 United States Marines. Details with Kulu Mohammed.
The U.S. Marines died after an American military aircraft crashed during an exercise drill in the Tiwi Island off the coast of Darwin. Following a rescue operation which was launched with emergency services, the wounded personnel on board were transported to hospital in mainland Australia. There were 23 Marines on board the crashed aircraft. Meanwhile, Philippines floods and landslides are raging as at the time of this report, 45 persons have been killed, more than 500 houses destroyed, and thousands more have been forced to flee to get out of the way of a super typhoon said to be responsible for the disaster. The city of Cotabato is said to have been majorly battered, recording a larger number of the fatalities. Analysts believe the toll could rise in hundreds unless proactive measures are in place to mitigate the impact. Kulu Mohammed, NTA News.
The federal government has refuted the fake news making the rounds on some media platforms that Nigeria's ambassador to the Republic of Niger, Mohamed Usman, has been expelled from the country. The statements by the spokesperson, Ministry of Foreign Affairs, urges the public to disregard such news. The statement added that the federal government warns against any fake news that can jeopardize its efforts to bring about peace in Niger. Meanwhile, the Election Commission in Zimbabwe has announced that incumbent President Emerson Mnangagwa won 52.6% of the votes, compared with 44% for main challenger Nelson Chamisa, and has therefore declared him winner and returned elected. Kulu Mohammed tells us more.
Zimbabwean President Emerson Mnangagwa has won a second and final term in office in an outcome rejected by opposition and questioned by observers. Mnangagwa, who took over from longtime leader Robert Mugabe after a 2017 coup, was widely expected to secure re-election despite the country's continuing economic crisis, with analysts saying the contest was likely heavily skewed in favor of the ZANU-PF party.
We are lucky that Zimbabwe is endowed with vast minerals. We shall continue to create an investment environment in the country to attract more and more investment, direct foreign investment in the mining sector, which we shall use to modernize, industrialize, and grow our economy. We shall make sure that we spread development across the entire spectrum of our country.
The party has ruled the country since independence and the end of white minority rule in 1980. The outcome of the elections, marred by delays which fueled opposition accusations of rigging and voter suppression, was however celebrated by a small group of ruling party supporters. Kulu Mohammed, NTA News.
The United Kingdom of Atlantics, UKA, is opening its doors to investors around the world. The first phase of this investment and citizenship drive held in Abuja, where leadership of the island nation interacted with potential investors. Calvin Avonaye reports.
The United Kingdom of Atlantics is a collection of 10 Atlantic islands in the Antarctica that came together to form one monarchical democracy. It evolved from the history of the old Atlantics destroyed by the sea thousands of years ago. The new Atlantics, now striving in a peaceful and prosperous nation, is asking people around the world to be part of this history with investment opportunities in sectors like real estate, transportation, education, power and agriculture. Because the leader, His Imperial Majesty, King Solomon Weni, is a Nigerian by birth, the kingdom wants Nigerians to take advantage of the opportunity.
Every other countries or nation or kingdom, United Kingdom of Atlantis has its own history.
Another United Kingdom of Atlantis that God has brought for the sake of Africa, for the sake of Nigeria, so that our people will have a second home. Our people will have a place that will call their own, that they will kind of harness opportunity that can benefit a lot. Because remember that these are countries that are free crime, no pollution, no corruption, is open.
The UKA government, which has already established diplomatic ties with many countries, is also offering 5 million citizenship open to persons of all races. In Abuja, Kelvin Ewonwaye, NTA News.
The Minister of Housing and Urban Development, Ahmed Musa Dangiwa, has promised to lead a crusade to ensure that Nigerians get affordable housing with support from Shelter Afrique. The minister, who played host to the leadership of the Real Estate Developers Association of Nigeria, REDN, noted that though Nigeria is the second largest investor of Shelter Afrique, Nigerians were yet to benefit adequately from the organization. He commended REDN for initiating the move and pledged to lead the move to build affordable housing for Nigerians.
First time that there is a REDN Real Estate Development Bill that is before the President. I assure you that I'll go through the bill and use whatever I can to pursue it to Mr. President to see that that bill sees the day. I have to commend REDN for their wonderful performance in this crusade for reducing the housing deficit in the country and even increasing the stock of houses within the country.
We have confidence in the minister, and there is nothing short of saying we are confident the minister will deliver the deliverables. We believe the minister will do what it takes to make this administration the best ever in the aspect of housing provision.
The Center for Transparency, Advocacy and Election Observer Group is tasking the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, to put in place necessary technology to tackle problems arising from uploading of election results in future elections in the country. The recommendation was made during the unveiling of its 2023 General Elections Perception Study in Abuja. Timothy Yusuf reports.
An unveiling of a compendium on 2019 general elections and off-season elections up to 2022. Then the public presentation of report on the 2023 election titled Public Perception of INEC and the Conduct of Elections in Nigeria, a comprehensive survey. The need for Nigeria to have more credible outcomes in future polls took the center stage here, as the Election Observer Group equally called on INEC to improve on the timely distribution of election materials, intensify voter education, advocating for citizen participation in governance, and continue to promote peaceful political conduct during elections.
It is the duty of all of us to ensure the sustainability of our democracy in line with the popular maxim, the worst democracy is better than the best form of dictatorship.
More recommendations point towards the need for enhanced voter education, improved material distribution, security cooperation, and media regulations. The 2023 elections showcased progress, but also underscored the importance of addressing areas for improvement in Nigeria's electoral process. The report re-emphasized. Timothy Yusuf, NTA News.
Stakeholders in the agricultural value chain in Nigeria have described the current focus on boosting food security as an encouragement to enhance the production and processing of commodities across the sector. At a forum in Abuja to bring together farmers under the auspices of the Commodity Association of Nigeria, several obstacles to achieving food security and improved exports were identified and analyzed, with a call on government to design specific policies targeted at the various commodities because they all have different challenges peculiar to them. Top on the list of interventions is access to funds and inputs, as well as training on processing to meet international specifications for export.
Close to 50% of entire production annually, is wasted through poor post-harvest management. That is. Imagine maize. Our production in maize is about 11 million. Am I correct? I don't know. Maize farmer is not here. 11 million. Cocoa about 200,000, metric ton. Imagine 15% of this number, going down the drain. That is huge money.
International organizations and potential investors were also at the forum to share their insights with commodity associations, while some individuals were recognized for their efforts in boosting the agricultural sector in the country. Technological advancements have made life easier and also shrunk the world into a global village. This development comes with some challenges, especially for youths who must empower themselves with green skills. Olayinka Ojo reports that at the celebration of this year's International Youth Day, some young Nigerians advocated the construction of more talent factories across the country.
Globally today, color jobs available cannot cater or meet the employment needs of the teeming population. This is why conversations are now focusing on blue and green jobs.
Right now, advanced countries are moving to an eco-friendly means of doing things, production, entrepreneur, and so on and so forth. And it's important for Nigeria to be prepared for the future. That is, if we want to optimize our capacity, our resources, and also add value to the market chain as well.
And since youth empowerment for sustainable development is believed to be a vehicle that can help unlock potentials and drive positive change socially and economically, these young Nigerians are saying it is time for the country to stop importation of jobs.
We think demand is a problem of jobs. Millions of jobs are being created day in, day out. We just need more people to be empowered. We need to build solutions, and those solutions need to be built by entrepreneurs.
However, this can only happen if the right policies are in place.
Have a system for understanding what the youth themselves want and how they want it.
With the world changing at an unprecedented pace, conversations focused on issues around innovation for women empowerment, green skills for youth, and empowerment for sustainable leadership.
Having easier access to funding for these enterprises. So I think with that, we can make better strides.
Effective governance ensures that resources are allocated wisely, policies are just, and the aspirations of the people are heard.
For the panelists, the conversations lay the foundation for achieving a resilient and prosperous country. Olayinka Ojo, NTA News.
You're on to the news on NTA International. We'll have more reports after this break. Stay with us. You're welcome back. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has promised again to continue to take the hard decisions that will turn around the fortunes of the country. He made this pledge during the opening of the annual General Conference of the Nigeria Bar Association. We'll bring you details of this in our subsequent bulletins. Now, the Nigerian Army has pledged a continuous support by providing an enabling environment for learning and training to military schools to ensure qualitative education and discipline. This formed part of the message of the Chief of the Army Staff, Lieutenant General Taurid Lagbaja, at the passing out parade of the Nigerian Military School Zaria. Lawal Salau Inua reports that the school is one of those established under the auspices of the Royal West African Frontier Force.
Born in Port Harcourt in the year 2005, Adam Abubakar Adam was among the 199 graduates of the Nigerian Military School for the 2022/2023 session. His outstanding performance in regimental and in academics made the school authority reward him with 3 laptops and a sum of 100,000 naira.
Allah made it possible. We have to push ourselves, force ourselves to create time out of no time. Remain focused, chase your dreams, don't allow others to deprive you from what you want.
Encouraging the younger generations to follow the steps of Adam Abubakar Adam and other graduates with excellent performance is among the priorities of the Nigerian Army, says the representative of the Chief of Army Staff. Other areas that will receive more attention from the Nigerian Army are welfare and training of its personnel to ensure all parts of Nigeria are rid of criminal elements.
All our educational and medical facilities are being upgraded for quality service delivery. It is hoped that these efforts would motivate troops in the front line and those performing other duties.
It is the dream of every parent to see that your child achieves great heights in life.
The 66-person out parade, no doubt, will make an indelible mark in the minds of Adam Abubakar Adam and his likes, whose dream is to join the Nigerian Defense Academy next year and become valiant officers of the Nigerian Army. From Zaria, Lawal Sallau, NTA News.
The National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NTAi, has arrested a South African man, Erasmus Jean-Pierre, at the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport in Abuja, trying to export 2.6 kilograms of methamphetamine to the Middle East. NTAi officers also recovered opioid pills in Gombe, Adamawa and Ogun states, along with large quantities of skunk and cannabis in various locations. Meanwhile, transnational drug cartels' attempts to transport ketamine and skunk were also foiled by NTAi operatives in Lagos. Citizens of Edo State have been told to embrace the ongoing revival in order to sustain the glory of the new Edo nation. This was the hallmark of messages at the interdenominational church service to celebrate Edo State at 32 and the 60th anniversary of the Midwest referendum. Goodluck Nnaini reports that the governors of Delta and Bayelsa states were among dignitaries that graced the service.
That set the tone for the Thanksgiving service. For the chief celebrant and his well-wishers, there could be no better way to appreciate God for keeping the state in the past 32 years in total harmony. Former National President, Pentecostal Fellowship of Nigeria, Reverend Felix Omobude, in a message titled Beautiful Edo, urged the citizens to put Edo first in whatever they do.
Unite and stand with each other. Edo people are united. Politics have divided us, north, central, south. We know who we are. In unity, we stand.
The message of Governor Obaseki to the people was centered on hard work, trust, and sacrifices to sustain the new Edo nation.
Favor our city with leaders, government leaders and kings. Favor us with manufacturing firms that produce goods for the nation and provide new jobs for our people. Technology will establish new markets for us by His grace. We'll establish new energy sources and efficient solutions to grow our population.
There were goodwill messages from the representatives of the governors of Delta and Bayelsa states, as well as from the elder statesman, Chief Edwin Clark. Prayers were offered for the governor and members of his cabinet for God's guardians. In Benin, Goodluck Nnaini, NTA News.
The Adamawa state government has inaugurated a 20-man committee for the distribution of palliatives to the people of the state to cushion the effects of subsidy removal. Simon Asher reports that the acting governor of the state, Kaletapwa Farauta, who presided over the inauguration, assures of equitable distribution.
which comprises religious leaders, traditional institutions, trade unions, members of the state and national assemblies, security agencies, and other civil society organizations, is saddled with the responsibility of ensuring the items reach the targeted beneficiaries. The acting governor of Adamawa State, Professor Kalitapao George Farota, asked the committee to be transparent and ensure fairness in the course of distribution, saying the state government has already put in place certain measures and interventions to reduce the hardship faced by the people,
so that they could go out to bring succor to our people and also to bring some cushioning effect as to the challenges and the difficulties economically that we are all facing.
Chairman of the Palliative Committee and Secretary of the State Government, Awatuku, promised to carry out their functions with all sense of responsibility.
As much as possible to reduce the pressure, reduce the tension on our people, and ensure that at least people get especially food to eat.
The inauguration of the Palliatives Committee is coming at a time when spirited individuals and non-governmental organizations have since commenced distribution of food items to the vulnerable persons in the society. In Yola, Simon Asher, NTA News.
Let's now join Olalekan Gelajodu on Sports Update. And up next is weather prospects for Nigeria and other parts of the world for Monday. That concludes the news on NTA International at this time. Many thanks for watching. I am Dennis Adegundoye.